Good afternoon. Today is the 7th of January. The light is not particularly good, although I do have a panoramic sunroof from my mother's Mercedes to help me. Hopefully we will get through now the top 10 best-selling cars of December 2019 before the light completely fades. Let's get on with it. So December 2019 was actually quite an unusual month for new car sales in Britain. We had crazy stuff such as the BMW 3 Series appearing in the top 10 for the first time I think all year. The Tesla Model 3 reappeared within the chart, which is incredible, although it's not under the name Tesla Model 3, which is stupid. And then the Ford Fiesta is once again unseated by another car for the month. So first of all, let's look at some figures here. I do apologise if my eyes sort of go away to the left or the right or something. That's the best that I can do with the resources I've got today. So top seller for December 2019 was the Volkswagen Golf. The Golf Mark 8's already in the hands of journalists, definitely. So why the 7.5 sells so well, I don't really know. I mean, they have good residual values. There's loads available for discounts, probably at the moment of brilliance. So why not, I suppose. That's 4,505 cars. Next was Ford Fiesta, 4,168. That actually sold 78,000 cars this year. So, you know, it's very good. Next is a Mini. I imagine, again, there's some good deals on the Minis at the moment. That was 3,985. Then the Ford Kuga, again, a car that actually is imminently being replaced. But people seem to love it. Outside the Qashqai, actually, which didn't feature in the top 10 for December 2019 at all. That's 3640. Then the BMW 3 Series, again, a car which I've not seen in the top 10 for a long time. They sell well, but they don't sell what they used to because, you know, people like crossovers and things now. That was on 3527. You can see how close a lot of this is, can't you? Then the Ford Focus, the third best-selling car in Britain last year. That was on 3261. Then the A-Class, which is number 5 bestseller for last year, 3050. Then the Polo, solid number 9. 2715, then Other, which will be a Tesla Model 3, 2685, and then bizarrely the Vauxhall Grandland X on 2566. I reckon that the only reason that's happened is the Corsa from the previous generation, what's called the Corsa E, is now out of production, and so they can't sell any more of those because they haven't got any. The Corsa F hasn't really trickled through the dealers yet. So we look now at the figures. You know, when we look at these figures, I'm talking about the difference between December 2018 and December 2019. Just so we're clear about that. So private sales, actually a 0.1% increase on last year. Fleet sales up by 7.3% on last year. Amazing. Overall, December 2019 compared to December 2018 was a 3.4% increase. Now, business sales are down by 20.5%. I don't know particularly why that would be. Maybe everyone's waiting for Brexit, possibly. Let's not talk about that too much. And then we can look at the different types of fuels. Diesels, no particular surprise there, down 19%, although the rate of decline has slowed a bit there. Petrol up by 2.6%, again, no surprise there. Battery electric vehicles, things like the MGZ SEV, Jaguar I-Pace, Teslas, up by 220.7%, and now a 3.3% market share. Bear in mind, a year ago, December 2018, that was a 1.1% market share. So the market share has trebled in a year. Amazing. Plug-in hybrid electric vehicles up by 3%. Up by 21.8%, with a 3% market share. Again, the government's withdrawn the grant for those. So That's pretty amazing. Hybrid electric vehicles, stuff like the Toyota Corolla Hybrid and various Lexuses, or Lexi if you are Alan Partridge. 34.4% increase, 3.3% of the market, same as the battery-only cars. Mild hybrid diesel, stuff like the Kia Sportage and Hyundai Tucson, or various models of those anyway. So mild hybrid diesels, up by 438.4%, 2.2% market share. I think Mercedes-Benz have various models of those as well. And then mild hybrid petrol, loads of mild hybrid petrol. The new Golfs, we've got various ones of those, and the Suzuki Ignis, and I could go on. That's up by 265.9%. So there you go. Okay, before it gets too dark and I end up looking like some kind of sort of spectre from the deep, let's see what we can do about the manufacturers and their market shares. Abarth, no surprise for December 2019, even worse than usual, 63% down on December 2018. They've only got one model basically on sale. Alfa Romeo, they only sold 202 cars last month, down by 22%. Alpine up by 80%. Brilliant. First of a huge number of increases. Audi up by 38%. Bentley up by 130%. BMW up by 21.7%. Citroen up by 44.3%. This is really good. Really good. I don't know why everyone's been so sort of doom and gloom about new car sales and the other articles I've read. This is incredible. Dacia up by 24.7%. DS, one of the biggest increases I've ever seen, and it's DS who started the year, decreasing every month. 265.4% increase. They sold almost 700 cars as opposed to almost 200 last December 2018 as opposed to this December. Fiat, now Fiats have been declining for ages, and any figure that's remotely anywhere near positive is brilliant for them. It's talking 30 to 35% decreases month on month. They're only down by 7%, and I think that might be due to the new Tipo Saloon. Oh yes, viewers, we'll get there eventually. Yes, I'm going to go for a test drive in the Tipo. That's coming soon. Ford down by 8.9%, sorry. As you saw, the Kuga's selling very well. The Fiesta not so well for some reason. I don't particularly know why that is. Then we've got Honda. That's up by 5.4%. I'm sorry, it went a bit dark there. I don't know what's the light levels going on this camera. Infinity, nothing. They sold nothing last month. Not really a surprise. Hyundai, sorry, almost this then they're down by 5.2%. That means Kia will be up by some huge amount. I'm not, really surprised about that. Jaguar, 20% decrease almost. Jeep, they're still up, but it's only by 0.27%. Compared with other brands out there, that's not actually that good. Kia, next one down, they're up by 30.7%. I mean, none of their cars feature in the top 10, but that's still really, really, really good. The Sportage, solid number 10 on the bestsellers list all the time now. Land Rover, they're down by 0.12%. Again, not a huge problem really. Lexus up by 77.4%. 77.4%. These are figures that manufacturers would only dream of, really, normally. Maserati and Lotus both down by 50%, but we'll skip over those. Mazda up by 15.3%. That new 3 is brilliant, by the way. Mercedes-Benz, they're down by 15.3%, but overall with their market share last year and their figures were brilliant, actually. Mini, despite becoming in a sort of, number, I think it was number 2 or 3 in the top 10 bestsellers for last month, they were down by 15%. So a lot more to do. Mitsubishi, I like Mitsubishis, I think they're great, but their, sales in this country are, I'd say, negligible these days. They're down by 54% last month. Nissan, amazingly, they're up by 0.28%. That's the first time I think they've been up this year. That's really good. That new Duke, I don't still like it. I don't think it's the sort of thing I could recommend, but it's better than the last one, certainly. Peugeot, again, starting the year with huge decreases. They're up by 20%. Porsche up by 44%. Renault up by 32.8%. They haven't. I presume that's for new Clio. I can't put any down to anything other than that because they haven't brought out too many new models recently. Maybe the new Capture is on its way too, but they've been in decline for ages in this country, so that's brilliant. Seat up by 31.7%. No surprise there, although I don't remember them releasing any new models particularly this year. The Tarraco was, I think, looked into last year, so. Yes, it's very good from them. Skoda up by 8.9%, maybe that's a new Kamiq, which Planet Auto actually had this week. If you want to see the new Kamiq, then have a look at their channel by all means. Smart down by 90%. Again, no surprise. They sold about 10% of the cars they did in December 2018. SsangYong down by 35%. That's a massive shame. Planet Auto also have a SsangYong Musso pickup this week, and that's a fantastically capable car. All SsangYongs have 150,000 mile 7-year warranties. They deserve to do better than that. Subaru up by 267%. That is amazing for Subaru. They've been not doing well recently. Suzuki up by 28.5%. Again, they haven't been doing well this year either. When I keep saying this year, I mean 2019, of course. Toyota up by 60.97%. Oh, I almost forgot MG. How could I do that? MG up by 162%. No surprise there. New ZSEV is finally getting in sort of coming through in sort of volume sales to people. The new HS is a brilliant car. I reviewed that on my channel last month too. Vauxhall, down by 50%. That'll be just because of the Corsa. It really will be just because of the Corsa, I think. The sales are hard because they just don't have anything to sell. The Corsas have disappeared. They've got rid of all of them. I think it was November that was the best-selling car for the month. Volkswagen down by 8.3%, but they sell so many cars anyway. It's not that significant. Volvo, they're up by 2.6%. And other imports, it says here, that'll be mainly Tesla, up by 518%. And an overall market, as I said, which is up by 3.4%. So there we are, viewers. I do apologise for the fact that you can see the dark rings around the eyes and the light is really bad, but we got there in the end. I suppose you'll just have to deal with it and, turn the screen off the next time I do one of these. So there we are. I've been ranting and sort of getting far too enthused about the new cars that are on sale in this country. It actually isn't as bad as people keep talking about for last month. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more relevant consumer advice and rants and other things. More stuff to come from later this week. And yes, don't forget to visit my website, www.lloydvehicleconsulting.co.uk, and like this video, leave a comment below, and yes, visit the Facebook page, facebook.com/Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching, and apologies for the inclement darkness.